to Shop Talk. I'm Katie O'Dell, and this is Christine. She's a reader here at the shop. This is the first of a series of videos we're going to post on a weekly basis about all things metaphysical, paranormal, supernatural, whatever. We're going to do about 10 minutes a day on 2 different topics, and then maybe follow up with a card reading for everybody as our little gift to you. Today I'm going to talk with Christine, and she's going to discuss how tarot card readings actually work. Okay, Christine, take it away. Tell me how it doesn't really work and why should we believe in them at all.
Absolutely. So a lot of questions that I've been receiving recently from clients, from people who are interested in tarot but haven't really stepped into it. There's a lot of fear around it, just from kind of it being sort of this ancient occult practice. So it obscures this idea that there is actually value and use in the readings that the cards will bring forth in what you might call everyday situations or scenarios. So basically, to bring it to the most distilled point of view that I can here, what tarot cards do is allow you as a reader, or me as a reader, to access the information field of the client. So if that's a little bit difficult to conceptualize in this moment, you've heard of the aura, I'm sure. You've got this field around you of energy, and within this energy there's electromagnetic energy, but there's also energy that contains information, literal data about you, about your path, about your past, present, and future. So when I, as a reader, am working with the tarot cards, what they do is they tap into that field on a symbolic level to allow my psyche to then connect with those symbols to read your informational field. And then what comes through my mouth is essentially a channeling of what the cards have allowed me to pick up by way of their symbolism from your field.
That's the most amazing description I've ever heard of it. That is, I can get it. It's your auric field. All the information is like out in the Akashic record somewhere. All the information is within you. It's around you. It's like it's in your DNA when they talk about genetic memory. You're saying all that information about our lives is contained within this field in around us.
Exactly.
And the cards are allowing you to tap into that, showing showing her the symbolic meanings of what's going on. I just never had anybody explain it that way before. That's amazing.
So that's why, because there's this beautiful idea of bridging the gap between the logical mind and then this more creative, intuitive mind. And explaining it and thinking about it that way allows you to see, because we can imagine data, we can think about data, our computers, our cell phones, all of this, we're transmitting data. But then when we think of ourselves, for whatever reason, that understanding kind of stops. So to bridge with this idea of data communication that we can experience on a very physical, real level with what we're interacting with every day, and then just recognize ourselves as both transmitters and receivers of that information, it becomes a lot easier to kind of wrap our minds around.
I get what you're saying, because it's like you're saying, it's between, you pick up or you do a cell phone, the energy is transmitting through the air. I don't see those little waves that are going up to the cell tower, down again. People do the same thing. We emit energy. That energy is coded, talking about ourselves. This person over here is picking up that energy and reading it. I get it. It's not a concept I had actually considered before. I mean, I always knew people transmit it. Like for clairvoyance and everything else, people mind readers, it's like, ooh, and it's like, you're constantly transmitting your thoughts, whether you realize it or not, because they are an energy that your brain is sending out there. Other people, some people, few people can actually pick up on those thoughts. That's why when you live with somebody for a long time, a husband and a wife, sisters and brothers, whatever, family members, the longer you live with somebody, the more it's like, you know exactly what they're going to say, not just because it's a habit. You're picking up on their energy. Sometimes you're both thinking the same thing at the same time. It's like one day, just last week, I was thinking, I haven't made bean soup in months. All of a sudden, I thought, I'm going to make bean soup. I feel like bean soup, and I got it all out, but I was too busy and didn't. The next day, my niece showed up. My sister she hasn't made bean soup in a year, made bean soup and said, send Kathy some. I think she might like it.
Wow.
To me, we were both picking up on the bean soup thing. Why? I have no idea, but that just proves to me your point of the energy transference in the fields around us.
Absolutely. It's as though there's these fields of information that because you're so close with your sister, you share part of it. So what's coming into your field is probably also coming into her field, or potentially you're just connecting with one another in a really powerful way. It's really interesting.
That is, I like that. I like that a lot.
So I do want to just say that what this really does and brings home to you is that sure, tarot can be fun. It can be fun. You can bring it to parties and hire people on to come in and do bachelorette parties or what have you, or come in for just let's see what the cards say. But it also can be a tool for you to understand where you're headed and be prepared for it in a way that maybe otherwise you would be a little doubtful of. You would lose your confidence on. A quick little anecdote. The other day, my husband, I was doing a reading for him, and it came up that he was going to get a promotion on a job that he hadn't even started yet. He hadn't started it yet. This sounded wild, it sounded nuts, but because of the reading, he was able to prepare for what this conversation might look like. The very next day, he got a promotion on a job that he hadn't started yet. And so because of the reading, he was able to be ready for that dialogue, know what he wanted to say, and it really went a lot more smoothly because of it.
That sounds interesting. That's
brilliant.
That really is. Because a lot of times people, it's like when you get people coming in for tarot readings, most of the time I think it's because they got a major problem in their life, Oh my God, my husband just left, my boyfriend's a rat, somebody's ripping me off. I don't know, it's always something, and usually it's bad, and you want to know who is causing the problem, or how do I get out of this problem? How do the tarot cards, you might be able to see the problem, you can't make their problems go away. Kind of explain what happens when you get a person that's like overwhelmed with their...
Yeah, absolutely. And so it brings clarity. This is what the cards do, is what you can see patterned directly in front of you or in front of me is the exact story that has led up to this moment in time, what the most prominent and important underlying factors are, as well as what strengths you have to be able to overcome this. So you may have, and oftentimes this shows up, the Seven of Cups specifically likes to show up in this realm, a lot of different kind of thoughts or options or paths that you think are important for you to take in your mind, and a difficulty narrowing in on what is the most important next step for you. And what the cards can do is help to give you an offering for that. Now there's always choice involved, almost always choice. There's this idea of destiny versus free will, and there's a little bit of a balance there, is my own belief. But what the cards do is they say, if you take this path, this is what the outcome will be for you. Now you have a choice to do this now, you have a choice to put this off and continue to kind of suffer in the place that you're currently stuck. So to some degree, it shows you the path, and then it's up to you to take it forward into the next step to solve the big problem. A lot of people like to hang on to their problems, which is interesting.
That's 40 years ago when I started studying astrology, and I did try to do readings for the public, and I quit after 2 months. People come in and expect you to perform a miracle, make it all better, make it go away, or tell them. I could look, I could see, okay, the problems are coming in from this area of your life, but I'm also looking at the chart. This person's never going to stand up for themselves because they have to build a backbone. They have to stand, they have to take charge, and they won't. And I can talk to them, and I can try to build them up and tell them, as soon as you stand on your own 2 feet and you take charge of the situation will change. And they say, yeah, and they nod, and then they go away, and then 2 weeks later, and it's like, well, did ya do anything about it? And it's like, if you're not willing to make the changes or take the suggestions that your readers are trying to tell you, nobody's going to be able to help you. You're always going to be miserable, and it's your choice. You want to spend your life miserable? That's your problem, not mine. That's why I don't do readings, because I cannot handle all the people who just wallow in self-pity and misery, and it's like, you don't have to.
You don't.
If I see something's coming up, it's like I'll say, okay, yeah, this is bad now. Saturn's hitting Pluto, and boy, did you get walloped. But it's passing. Give it a month. Trust me. In a month, it'll be like the sun came out. All of this stress will be gone. So you don't do it again. You have to change your life habits, your patterns, whatever way you're living, if you don't want to continually repeat the same mistakes that brought about. And then sometimes it's just sort of like fate comes in and hits you from the side.
Yeah.
But it's teaching you a lesson, and you got to learn it that way. You got to put on your big girl pants, stand up, and keep on trucking, because it's the only way you're going to get through this life without, I don't know, falling apart and just being a mess.
That's a really beautiful point. It's that we have these challenges that come into our life that we can either allow to bury us or allow to assist in our growth. And what a lot of folks do is they create this place of victimization, which for a moment can serve you, because sometimes it is nice to come in and to cry and to be inside your home with the covers pulled up over your head for a day and a half or whatever it looks like for you. But then when we make a habit of that day after day after day, that's when it becomes part of our character, and then that's how everyone comes to know us, and that's how we come to know ourselves, and then it's a slippery slope.
It is. Okay, well, that's a little bit about how tarot readers read. Plus, we always going to get off topic a little bit, but that's part of the game. I want to thank you for stopping and joining us. As soon as I can get a hold of Iris, she'll probably be our next guest for next week, and she's going to discuss crystals with me. And we're going to have Lisa in the future, and she's going to discuss animal communications. We're going to discuss mediumship, and whatever other topics you might like to hear. So, see you later. Hi, back again. Just wanted to say goodbye and thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking about all kinds of subjects in the weeks to come. I'll also have Tracy on, as well as others who work here, discussing our topics of the day. We're going to cover everything from astrology to voodoo. I mean, sooner or later, we're going to hit a subject matter that interests you. Or you can leave comments in our comment section, and we'll pull from there. Now, I had said I wanted to end each reading or each show with a card draw. You know, like you see everywhere else, because I love those things. So today, we're going to be doing it with the Oracle deck called Messenger Oracle. This is it. Okay? The Messenger by Ravine Phelan. Ravine Phelan. Okie dokie. I'm going to show you these cards. And we're going to start calling this as card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Just look at them, take a deep breath, go to the card that attracted you. Go with your first choice. It's always the best. Okay, I'm going to lay them down. Card number 1. Card number 1 says, be patient. This week, card is telling you, hang in there. Don't go rushing off doing something you're going to later regret. It's saying to be patient. The universe isn't ready to give you what it is you're waiting for, but it's coming. So relax, allow things to unfold, and they will unfold in time. Unfortunately, time is what most of us always think we don't have enough of. But the universe is saying, yes, you do. Just be patient before you jump the gun and grab that new job or grab that new dress or make a commitment to something that, you think you got to do it right now. Don't. Take a deep breath, like I said. Relax. Think about it. Give it 12 hours. Give it 6 hours. Give it a day. But let time pass so that it can percolate in your system, percolate in your mind, and maybe you'll see things that you didn't see before and know a little bit more or learn a little bit more about a situation before you go jumping the gun and from the frying pan into the fire, more or less. So just remember, this week, keyword, be patient. For those of you who pick card number 2, I like this one. Know your power. See that? Know your power. This means stand up for yourself. Don't let people walk on you. You have the power within to create your own reality. You have the power to make manifest the things that you want in life. If you're in a situation where you're overburdened or being bullied, whatever the situation might be, it's time for you to know that you can stop all of it just by standing up for yourself. I'm not saying go out there and get in a big fight and, cause a ruckus. I'm just saying stand your ground. You need a little help, grab a carnelian, a tiger's eye, a citrine, something that'll help build up your solar plexus and your sacral chakras, or ground you, a black stone, a red jasper, something that's going to anchor you to the earth so that you know you're solid and that you have the power to stand your own ground and to take care of your own problems. You can do it. Just hang in there. Card number 3, let go of the old. This is for all of you people who have a tendency to hold on to grudges, who hold on to old hurts, who hold on to old wounds, who hold on to old sadness. It's time to let it go. You can't spend your life grieving over something that happened 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 weeks ago. When you do that, you are giving that happenstance more power than you should be. If you're holding a grudge because somebody wronged you and you're so angry and hey, you're wasting so much energy, and it's negative energy you're putting out there. It's not helping you at all. It's not allowing you to move forward in life. It's holding you back. So the time has come to get rid of it. Release old hates, release old anger, release old wounds. If you're still hurting over something, your boyfriend left you 3 months ago and you're still crying every night, get over it. It's time to move on. As long as you hold on to that loss feeling, that sadness, you're never going to be able to move forward. You're never going to be able to find someone else new. The universe isn't going to give you what you have closed the door to. If you're still looking over your shoulder for everything, you are blocking your own path forward in this life. So let go of the past and move forward with your life, and hopefully joy and happiness will return the way it should. Now, please remember, all of these things are our own opinions and our own interpretations. They are not written in stone. We all have the ability to choose our path in life. We all have the ability to make our way. All you have to do is believe in yourself. All right? Thank you for joining us for our first show here at the Crystal Wand in Gettysburg. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.